Hi guys, this is Sam here from Overseas Students Australia. First of all, thank you so much for helping us reach 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yes, we are a family of more than 10,000 people on our YouTube channel. We are indeed very happy and delighted to see so many of you helping and supporting us. We couldn't have done this without your help. So thank you for subscribing and always liking and sharing our videos. We really appreciate that. But if you're new to this channel, welcome. We make videos for international students regarding studying, working and life in Australia. So if you would like to subscribe to this channel, I highly recommend you to do so. We have got more than 67 videos on our channel already, and every week we try to make sure that we release at least one video for you guys. Without further wasting any time, let's get started with today's video. Now in this video, we're going to talk about some essential things you need to have when you are starting work in Australia. So let's say you applied for a job, you send your resume and your cover letter to your employers, and then they call you for an interview, and now you have successfully got the job. So these are some essential things that you need to have before start working here in Australia. Now the first thing first is your TFN. TFN stands for tax file number. It is a number that is issued by Australian Taxation Office that you will need when you are working here in Australia. Every working person in Australia needs to have this number, and you can apply for this online for free using ATO's website. Now we got a really handy video which explains step by step on how to apply for your TFN on ATO's website. So make sure to check this video out. As usual, the link will be in the description below. TFN is used for your taxation purposes. So at the end of the year, when you have to file your taxes, you will need to use this number as well. Now depending upon your income, every person who's working in Australia have to pay the taxes. But if you are working as a contractor, you may need to apply for an ABN. Now ABN stands for Australian Business Number. It is a number which is issued by Australian Business Register, which help you to work as a contractor, or you can operate your own business in Australia. One of our most popular video on this channel is about how to apply for your ABN here. So make sure to check this video out and the link in the description. And if you do have to work under ABN, you will need to make sure that you get your own insurances as well. Now the second thing you will need to have is a bank account. Now most of the employers in Australia pay your salary or wages in your bank account. These days employers don't pay in cash or in check. Although it's certainly not illegal to pay you in cash, but most of the employers prefer to actually directly deposit money in your bank account. You can open up your bank account even before arriving in Australia, but if you want to open your bank account when you arrive here, make sure you do it as soon as possible, because after 6 weeks of arriving, you will need to meet the minimum 100-point requirements to open a bank account here, which will require you to prove some additional IDs. So we suggest you to open your bank account nice and early. Now before you open a bank account, make sure to check that it is a student account, which obviously means you will get a fee-free account. So you don't have to worry about paying a monthly fees on your bank account. Again, everything you need to know about banking in Australia, we have covered in this video. So check this out. Now the third thing you will need is superannuation. Students do get confused a little bit about superannuation. So superannuation is like a retirement fund where your employer will pay a specific amount every single month into your super account, and you can only claim this money when you're either retiring or you are leaving the country permanently. So you cannot actually take money out of your super account unless it's one of the other situation. Either you are leaving country permanently or you are retiring. Now superannuation is paid on top of your salary and wages. At the moment it is 9.5% of your gross wages or salary. Everything about superannuation is actually covered in this video, so check this out as well. Now usually most of the employers will have their preferred superannuation company, so you can open superannuation with that company, but you certainly have a chance to look around and compare and choose the best superannuation fund for yourself. We highly recommend you to not open too many superannuation funds every time you change the job. Because of the fees, these super funds can start eating into your super savings. So we highly recommend you to not open more than one superannuation account. Now the next thing you will need when you're starting working here in Australia is an app from Fair Work Australia. It's known as Record My Hours. This app is really helpful for you to keep track of how many hours you're working each week. So it will be really easy for you to track out how much money you will be making, how much money you will receive in your bank account every single week. Because in Australia, we usually get paid every week. You might get paid fortnightly or monthly as well, but that's not usually the case. But most of the employers pay salary or wages every week. And on top of this, you may need some certificates or some licenses as well. Now in certain industries, you may be required to have a driving license for your work. So especially if you are going to travel from one place to the other, it is important and vital thing to have. Sometimes you may also require to have certain certifications. For example, if you are working in a hospitality industry and you're going to serve liquor, then you will need to have a RSS certificate. So in those cases, you may need to have those certifications. Now last thing you will need is a good attitude. To work anywhere in the world, it's a good idea to have a good attitude when you start working. Be open-minded and try to go that extra mile if you can to help your employers and your co-workers. You will definitely have lots of advantage if you can be willing to be flexible for working in the evenings or in the weekend, and in general have a positive can-do attitude rather than a negative one, as most of the Australians tend to like the people who have a positive attitude toward work and life. Now before we end this video, here are a few things you need to keep in mind. The first thing first is a minimum wage. As an international student in Australia, you get the same entitlements like local workers, especially when it comes to minimum wage. So at the moment, the minimum wage is $19.49, but every year wages get reviewed. So in July 2020, the new wages will come up and there will be a different wage rate. So make sure that you know about your minimum wage rate. If you want to know how to calculate your pay rate, we have got you sorted in this video. Also make sure that you abide by your work limitations. As you know, you are on a student visa, you have a 40 hours per fortnight work limit, especially when your course is in progress, but you can work unlimited hours during the official school holidays. And last but not the least, be mindful of exploitation. Know your work rights, because international students are one of the most vulnerable community when it comes to exploitation at work. And so do know about your work rights, and if you want to know further about how to avoid exploitation at work, we highly recommend you to check this video out. Well, I hope you find this information regarding essential things that you need for working in Australia useful. If you do, always make sure to smash that like button and share it with your friends and family. And as always, we look forward to your comments in the comment section below. So put your thoughts about any of the things we discussed today in this video. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to see you in the next one.